how am I keeping myself entertained and from getting bored during the lockdown, during the quarantine here in Chengdu? Which things are we still allowed to do? How do I plan my days? And what can you do to keep yourself from getting bored during a lockdown? Today, I'm gonna share with you what things I do and how I plan my days. I am Mark from Mark's Adventures, and welcome everyone to today's video. Before we start, I wanna ask you, have you ever experienced a longer period of lockdowns or quarantines? How did you spend your time and how did you keep yourself busy? Let me know in the comments. As you see from my background, I found an amazing place, and I am actually quite surprised that it's still operating, because here in Chengdu, especially in this district where I live, they already closed down all the places. You cannot go into restaurants, all the bars, gyms, even the parks are closed due to the lockdown that we have currently here. But today I found out that this local swimming pool is still operating and accepting people. So I just came and I already had my 15 laps. I'm gonna do 5 more, and that is gonna be a nice workout for today. The most difficult part for me as a person who really likes sports during the quarantine is to get my daily exercise. Usually I like to go swimming, I like to go to the gym, I go running, cycling. Now during the lockdown, it's really difficult to get to your daily dose of sports. So now that I can come swimming, that makes me really happy. And just in case you're wondering why basically the whole city is on a lockdown, but the swimming pool where there's quite a lot of people, there's like 30-40 people here. Of course, everybody does have to show a PCR test, a COVID test to enter, but nobody is wearing a mask. Everybody is kind of relaxed. And if you're wondering why they can still operate, then don't ask me. I am not sure about that, but it is what it is. It's raining and a little thunderstorm. So it started raining here, and even though the swimming pool is still open, but I finished my 20 laps and now I'm about to go out and do the next thing on my list. This is a good investment. It rains a lot here in Chengdu. I mean, you can call me crazy, but I really love it when it rains here in China. It's just a really, I don't know, a really comfy feeling. Next on my daily to-do list is at least once a day coming to the supermarket, checking out what they have here, even though I have my stuff delivered to my apartment. But still, I like to come here, just take a walk, look around, see what's on discount, and maybe get some inspiration on what to eat the coming days. Didn't find anything interesting here today, so I just bought some croissants to go with my coffee, and that's also what I'm gonna have after I get back. But now, actually, I have to hurry. I only have 5 minutes on my Freedom Watch left today, but I need 10 minutes to get home from here. So probably I'm gonna be late, but let's see if that's gonna be a problem or not. Now I'm back in my beautiful home, and it was no problem at all. Even though I was like 5 minutes late, the security at the gate, they didn't even ask any questions. They just signed and let me in. So it's probably not that serious, not that strict after all. To be honest, for being locked down, so far I had quite a nice day. I did some work in the morning, I had some exercise, I went swimming, I went to the supermarket, and I read some books. And now, my friends, it's already late in the afternoon. It's already around 6 p.m. and you know what has to be done around that time. Of course, it's time for a nice cup of coffee. That's the area where everybody gets their deliveries, foods, groceries, medicines. After coffee, it's time for some dinner. Today, I don't feel like cooking myself, but usually I would actually cook by myself. That also takes quite a lot of time. Cook breakfast, lunch, dinner. If you cook 3 or 4 times a day, of course, also a lot of time is going on that. So basically that was more or less it. Usually I start my day with doing some work in the morning, then planning my food, my meals for the day. Then I would chill, I would check the news, and then I would plan what times I should leave the home and go for my 2 hours of freedom. Typically around noon I would go out, do my groceries, go exercise or swimming as today. Once I'm back, I would have lunch or just eat or have a meal or drink coffee. I drink quite a lot of coffee now since I'm at home a lot, at least 3 cups a day, which is nice. And the rest of the time really is just doing basic things like cooking, having my meals, working a lot from home, or just cleaning my apartment. So while being on a lockdown is actually not a nice thing, but still I can't complain too much because I haven't been bored throughout the 3 days yet. I have enough to eat, I can still go out a little, so it's actually quite okay so far. I'm just guessing we are quite lucky because we are locked down in our homes, in our apartments. I've seen reports, I've seen news stories from people who were actually quarantined in centralized facilities, and obviously the rights, the freedoms you have, the foods and the things you can do, also the living conditions are much worse in those places. Even compared to the centralized hotel quarantine that I experienced when I came back to China in 2020, this one is actually quite nice. Being quarantined at home, you can basically eat whatever you want, do whatever you want. You have some quite nice living conditions and it just doesn't feel so depressing as in a centralized facility. Anyways, it's about time to wrap up today's video. I want to know from you, how would you spend your time? How would you plan your days in quarantine if you were to? Do you have any recommendations for all the people in China at the moment who are still facing quarantines or the threat of being locked down? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked today's content, support with your like. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more interesting stories from China and from the rest of the world. As always, thank you for watching. See y'all in the next video.